Well, we're not going to use them. We'll keep solving stuff in terms of timers. Okay, so quiz was, what is recursion? If you gave the Java version the answer, it's when a function calls itself. If you gave the game salad version, it's when a actor spawns itself. Why is it bad for video games? Well, it's horrifically inefficient from a memory perspective. And video games are very dependent on memory efficiency. So while it gives very elegant solutions, for instance, last class we had actors spawning 2 or 3 copies of themselves, and each of those copies spawn 2 or 3 copies of themselves. Makes it really easy to do things like that from a writing it perspective, but we saw the performance was abysmal. Abysmal? That's a good word. All right, so real quick here, I need to test out a sound. I don't know what it even sounds like. All right, perfect. All right, we are going to now create our first boss scene in here. All right, it's an automatic A in the quiz. When I was in high school, I was in a I don't even know the class anymore. Whatever it was. The teacher's name was Mr. Stillman. Maybe I shouldn't have used his name in case he follows my class or something. He was actually a really cool teacher, but he was a couple months before that, he was fired as the coach of the football team for I think alcohol-related incident. In class, he always had a coffee mug, but no way that had coffee in it. If you get what I'm saying. Well, I had this class right after, it was civics. I don't even know what civics is, but it was that class. We had, that class was right after the lunch hour. Well, so me and my buddies, we always go off campus for lunch and, we'd come back late. So if you were going to come back late for lunch to his class, you always had to bring a sandwich or something, a bribe. So I remember one time I walk in and he goes, "Mr. Lippman, ham and cheese, very nice. Take a seat." It's pretty, so that's kind of reminded me of this. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to insert a boss scene, but we want to practice some of our recursion. And while you guys were working on your quiz, I went ahead and I've selected a boss for us. And that's to scale.
I'm having nightmares now.
Actually, just a big pair of lips. Have a little Rickroll head spinning out of there. Let's see. What am I going to do here? That's what he looks like, by the way. Okay, actually, we want to make him 200 by 185. Let's give that a shot. Yeah. All right. Now, this guy is our actual boss. Now, when he first comes into existence, there should be some like music, right? As he's like, like the thing I hate about, because I play a lot of MMO type games like World of Warcraft and Elder Scrolls Online. I always hate when you're in dungeons or something, you get to an end boss or one of the bosses in there. I mean, the dude's just like chilling over in a corner. I mean, is that where he lives? He just is there. You know what I'm saying? What a boring life.
He's the boss.
Well, yeah, but I mean, So shouldn't he like be in bed or something? And there's like a like a couple of guards stationed there that kind of buzz him in. You just kind of walk into this like throne room and he's just kind of chilling there, and he's got to see you across the room. But he doesn't attack until you get within a certain range. Can't they make it more realistic than that? Plus, I mean, he just heard us fighting like 30 monsters in the next room. You think he'd be a little bit on edge? Makes no sense to me. So our guy is going to announce himself. When we enter the room, he's going to come into existence. Now, we don't want to just spawn him. We want him to maybe start off the screen and come onto the screen. All right? So we'll start him off down here. And we want to have this particular actor and we're just going to edit the actual instance of this guy. We're going to move him to, we need to get a position, so let me go back here. That's where we ultimately want him. And his position there is 413 by 131. And we'll do it at a speed of 300. Let's shift him off the screen now, and let's see what that looks like. Yeah. Although maybe he should come onto the screen a little bit slower than that, because we want it to be like. Oh. Man, he always makes my day. So we, all right, so we want to, actually, maybe we should have him come on even a little slower. We wanted to build the suspense. Let's have him come on at 30. See how that looks.
When he gets to the top, you should just have to say, "Oh, yeah."
It's actually a really good idea. I think we should record our own, though. All right.
Oh boy.
4 hours.
2 hours. 1.6.
What do you mean I'm moments away from making music on my Mac?
Keeps going down.
Keeps going down.
Okay, we're not going to make it in that app. Let's see. Is there another app I can record a sound in? Huh?
Can you do it on your phone?
Yeah, just bright students is what the man. I thought it was let's see. Probably under like voice memo. All right. So should it be like a really low voice, like "Oh yeah," something like that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Should like drowned out, like "Oh yeah." That's it. Oh yeah. That's money. Okay. All right. All right. I emailed it to myself. So we'll wait for that to. I'm just going to kill GarageBand here.
Let's see if it's done.
It was like multiple gigabytes.
Yeah, half an hour.
1.6.
All right. Is that my email?
Oh yeah.
Is that going to be your new ringtone?
Every time you get the text.
That's actually good. Another good idea. You guys are on a roll today.
It's a good idea to get us to pass on the quiz.
No, that requires like Mountain Dew and stuff.
Well, it should just be extra credit for these good ideas.
That too.
Steve
Oh
Rogers.
yeah! Oh, we're looping it. Oh, it's looping. Oh, how do I stop this? It just keeps going.
Every time you hit it, it says, yeah, more.
All right. So what we want to do is when he comes onto the scene, as soon as he hits that position, we want him to say that. We only want him to say it once, but we want to keep the other music going in the background. So we're going to add a rule. When an attribute, this guy's position on Y is equal to 131, then we will play a sound. Oh yeah, but don't loop it.
You want to play music?
I don't.
I think it would be better. Or
Well, what?
I don't really know if there's a difference.
I think that's how it's stored. If you bring something in as music, it's a larger file, so I think it makes it into something else for whatever playing. Yeah, see, it automatically imported it as music anyways. So that's our only option. Oh yeah! Like the other music doesn't. Okay, hold on.
How do you play it sound?
Yeah, we want both going.
You could have it quiet until he gets there. Start with the oh yeah, and then go.
Or you start it off with some other music, have it say oh yeah, and then start the.
You should be able to just pick it up where it left off.
Does it work as a sound?
There's a
Can you
resume.
Just copy and paste that plain music and put it in otherwise. Maybe it would.
Oh yeah! Nah, that's stupid. Well, let's see what it would have done. Oh yeah! Now we're dumping that. So he no longer makes a noise when he comes in. Everything else was too perfect. All right. So now once he hits a position on the screen, he's going to start fighting. Okay? Now, when this game, we're going to keep the music going in the background because that's like awesome music for him, right? Now, we want to start messing around with some recursion stuff. So we're going to have this guy kind of spawn drones. And those drones are going to be what actually attacks you. So this is a little bit different gameplay. So we're going to have our guy over on one side or something. So almost like a separate game. Well, I need to quench my thirst real quick. That's a good Diet Dew. Okay. So for right now, we're going to have him spawning monster drones. So here's a monster drone. And we're going to say monster drones are size, let's do 50 by 50. Let's do 20 by 20. There we go. 20 by 20 is good. All right, so only once he reaches his place, he's on the screen. So we'll put that rule back in. So attribute monster's position on Y is 131. We want him to start spawning some drones. All right, so we're going to start off by doing this as a timer. And we're going to say we'll start off by every 1 second. Spawn actor, monster drone. That's fine. We'll change his position here in a few minutes. Now, when a monster drone is born, we want it to start heading in a certain direction. Not able to complete the download. Concordia Internet for the win. Okay, so we want to have him going in a certain direction. So we're going to accelerate him.
Can you accelerate him toward the actor?
Yeah, we can. The interesting thing there is, let me start off by putting our... Let's do this. At the game level, we're going to create an attribute. And we're going to create a integer player pause x and another integer player pause y, and we're going to constrain these to wherever the player currently is. All right, so initially, let me just so there's our player. Let's just see where he is right now. 109, 155. Oh. So we'll have them accelerate to this position. Now the idea is that our player will be moving up and down, so the monster is constantly firing at you. Okay? So go back into our monster. Oh, actually we need to go into our monster drone. Accelerate towards our games. Player pause X. And our games. Player pause Y. Now, what will be interesting here is whether or not this is an action, that is, and well, actually, we can find out if it's an action. Accelerate towards, it's a persistent behavior. Whether or not these values are treated as actions. Or will it be like a heat-seeking missile, whereas your guy's moving these things, it's kind of following it. I think it should probably just go on a certain trajectory initially. And we'll have them accelerate at 300, at 5,000. Okay, so back in our monster, so we'll just leave this guy here for right now. We won't have him moving around. Every 1 second, we'll spawn a drone. So if we run this scene right now, we should have drones being spawned and accelerating towards this point. Only after he hits his top ring. Oh, the bounce back. what we need to do,
Is our player going to move left and right at all?
we're going to have them move up and down.
Okay, so you can set it so that the acceleration only happens until they reach that point. That X value. Or a little
I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think as we move the player, in fact, we can here. Let's test it real quick. But what I want to do is when our guys get off the screen here, I want to destroy them. So let's do that first. So here, I'm going to throw a monster drone out here. So when they hit this point, so position -25, just X is -25
Yeah.
because they're going to be going at different positions. Did I lose them? There we go. So we'll teach our drone, create rule. If this guy's position on X is less than or equal to -25, destroy himself. See, why does the World of Warcraft have their bosses come up like that? Okay. So now we want to have it so our player can go up and down. In fact, actually, I'm going to... This stuff is really outdated, so I'm just going to dump all this. All right, so we're going to create a rule. The keyboard's up button is pressed. Then we're going to move in the upwards direction, we'll say at a speed of 300. When we let go of it, we will move in the upwards direction at a speed of 0. So that's move up.
Could you also, if you wanted to do the drones following you, could you make like this change, moving up, change the position of Y on the player position?
Yeah, we want to constrain it. Yep. So as we're moving up, we want to constrain an attribute that is our position on Y. Well, let's just constrain them both. Our position on X. Well, actually, we wouldn't do it in here. We would just constrain it, period. So a player always is going to constrain his X and Y to the hold on. It's other direction. Other direction. So this is going to be the player's position on X. And this is going to be the game's player pos X. This will be the game's player pos Y. And the player's position on Y. Okay. Here's our move up rule. Now we need to put in our move down rule. Here's the down. Just for completeness, we'll say we'll move down at a speed of 0. Okay, so this should allow this guy to move up and down and constrain those attributes. Oh man, it totally does like heat seeking. What's this?
Wrap it around the Y. So when you go down the bottom, it comes up the top. When you go up the top, it goes to the bottom.
Oh, your player?
Yeah.
Too easy.
You can.
So kind of Pac-Man style.
Or yeah,
I don't know if you can wrap it.
Yeah, you can. You can wrap
It's
it
making
around
it
the
a
Y.
little too easy, isn't it?
I don't know if you can wrap it.
You can. Is it in motion? Where's the attribute for that? Or do you have to do it at the scene level?
I think you do.
Yep.
Oh, he because it was wrapped. Yeah, we don't want that. That was stupid. Bad suggestion. Okay. Now, should our player look the same as he did before? Still a ship, right? So let's go ahead and let's give our...
Gotta turn it on.
Okay, and then we're going to rotate it. Why does that look so terrible?
Yeesh.
Oh, maybe because it's so small? What size do we have it on this guy? 70 by 40. So it should be the flip 40 by 70.
It's probably.
Oh, it is the rotation.
Wouldn't it be easier to reset it and then just flip the image, import a new image?
Well, yeah, it would. I was trying to avoid that.
Because when you flipped it, isn't it because it said that it kept the height and width the same?
Who?
It kept the height and width the same, but it just rotated the picture.
Correct. Well, it didn't just rotate the picture, it rotated the whole actor. So now, I think when we move, it now needs to move right and left.
Not that one.
No, this is it.
There.
You do right and left.
I thought I did right and left.
You did.
Right.
So I think what it did was put the image inside the same action box.
Okay. Well, no, because I did change the size. Oh. You want to have the size? No, I did. I flipped it. The other one was 70 by 40.
What I
This one should still be 70
Yeah,
by
she's
40.
Try it.
Yeah, there we go.
That looks better.
It's weird. Okay, well now we need to have these boss snots accelerating way faster than this. It's got to be a hard level, right? It's a boss. Woo! Bring it! Why? Yeah, you can totally dodge these.
Not that one.
Oh, I think I dodged it.
Put in the collision back and see how this actually works.
Let's see if this actually works. All right, so what, you think they're coming out too fast?
No, I think you just need to do
Put the collide.
Yeah, let's put the collide in. If it's not too bad, I say give him lives. But 3 hits and he's done.
Sayonara, Sammy.
3, 2.
Ugh. I'm like Mr. Miyagi-ing this. Look at, oh, he hasn't hit me yet.
Yeah.
There he got you.
You think?
Yeah.
All right, so now we need to have our player. We need to create a rule. Let's click it out here. I'll drag the rule. Actor overlaps or collides with actor of type monster drone, then we get destroyed. Totally dodged it. Okay, so now to the recursion part.
Yeah.
Let's slow our drones down a little bit, maybe back to 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so our drones will be at 1,000. Now we want each drone to spawn off another drone. And remember, every drone is going to go in, accelerate towards wherever the player is. So now you have these guys, they're going to start firing, and then maybe at the midway point, they spawn off a drone that will also accelerate towards you. You kind of see what I'm saying? Okay. Now, if we do that, let me go in this way. And let's just spawn an actor, but we're going to do this in a timer. Actually, we're going to do this not in a timer. We're going to do this when this guy hits about, it doesn't matter, I'm going to delete him here in a second. When he hits an X of 250. So we're going to add a rule. When this actor's position on X is less than or equal to 250, just in case the game loop misses when it actually equals 250. So we'll say less than or equal to 250. What are we going to do? We're going to spawn.
That's going to be a continuous thing. Like once it hits 250, it's
You're right.
Gonna be like,
Yep. Yep, because we have it less than. Now we're going to say, but let's go ahead and do it. So when it hits 250, we're going to spawn an actor. Now, this actor, will he have an X less than or equal to 250?
No.
Well, if he's being spawned at 250 and he's accelerating towards the player, it'll go all the way to negative 25 before he dies. Right? So, we can add another rule up here. I'm attempting to click that. This guy's position on Y to Thunder?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm supposed to golf at 12:30.
Not anymore.
Storm's coming.
I played this morning. I already played 9 holes this morning.
Bad last night.
To
I could hear it on the mountain.
Class started at 10.
We're supposed to get some good rumbles.
248. So let's go. So we're giving it a 2-pixel window. All right. Let's see what this does. So, oh, thank you. So this says within a 2-pixel window, so we can catch it on the game loop, we want to spawn off an actor. Now that actor, remember, each one of these guys, they're going to accelerate at a speed of 1,000. So they might spawn a couple of guys in that time period, but hopefully not too many. I'm going to save it, because again, we're going to see the inefficiency of recursion. We'll be able to save it. So even in a 2-pixel distance, what does it look like? Like not good or good?
Not good.
16 and I lost my dad, man. Half of my fans. If I can, I'll be damned if I'm never gonna be number one. And the sun gonna shine on your son. That day's gonna come when it's done. I want it for you, and I wonder what you would do. And God willing, you be hearing the song too, singing the.
Okay, so even small recursion in a game environment can be detrimental. How can we modify this so that one of those guys spawns at that point? So when this central guy, when our drone hits a point somewhere in here, let's say, we want him to spawn off another drone that will then start chasing. But we don't want that other drone to spawn off other drones. Does that make sense? How do we do that? How would we create a solution where a drone can recursively spawn off a drone, but the one that was spawned does not recursively spawn off a drone? It's fine. We're not inefficient if we spawn off one. Okay, but if we spawn off one and then he spawns off one, so there's a couple of solutions we can come up with. Go ahead.
You could create another actor, and then have the ammo spawn that actor once.
We could certainly create a second actor, kind of like a drone clone or a drone.
Mm-hmm.
it's a monster drone.
You can make it if one's destroyed, one will spawn, and then if it hits another location, 2 more will spawn, just having multiple actors.
Well, but we want to I mean, you could certainly do that. But what if we wanted to do this only with one actor?
You could have a game attribute that keeps track of how many drones you're firing, and then once it reaches a set limit, it stops spawning. Or you just have a limit to how many it can spawn.
Okay. what if we did it on a timer? Where, let's say I'm a drone, and after I've been alive for half a second, let's say, I spawn off one drone.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay? Now, that one drone may, if he lives another half second, might spawn off another drone. But at some point, he's going to get destroyed when he goes off the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? And remember, we have a couple of different timers. A couple of different versions of our timer.
Right.
So inside of our drone, we're going to go ahead and throw a timer in here. Our timer is going to say after 0.3 seconds, let's say, we're going to spawn another drone. This should happen once. And hopefully 0.3 seconds is long enough that it's still alive. Whoa! Oh, they're bouncing off the Y. They're bouncing off the bottom over here. Because we still have bounce it up, they're never actually getting the negative 25.
Make it that we can destroy their ammo or
Do who?
Yeah. Well, we can incorporate the
Well,
MP later.
Yeah, incorporate the MP later.
What
So,
about the MP?
last thought to think about. So we have it, two things. We have it spawning now, and it's not slowing the game down. So these are recursive calls. The guys are spawning themselves. It's not slowing the game down because we've entered a delay in there. Instead of relying on the game loop, which is very, very, very fast, we've added a 0.3 second delay. Now, we could maybe say the 0.3 second delay wasn't enough, blah, blah, blah. But these guys, and we can actually see it again real quick in our final minute. If I just leave my guy up here, they should be able to get destroyed. You won't see the bounce back.
I think the problem is they don't have enough velocity to go to spawn and get there, even with the acceleration.
Well, what do you mean you don't have enough velocity?
Because they're accelerating.
They're stopping at a point to get back to the actor.
Oh,
So
they're
stopping
accelerating. That's the problem. It's they have enough velocity to get to the negative 25, but because they're trying to get to the spot where the actor is, they're accelerating away from negative 25 towards the actor.
Right.
So they're all right. So we want to think about a solution for that. The hint is we build an attribute into the monster drones that starts off as false and only becomes true sometimes. Okay? So remember that for next time. We'll also talk about the final exam on Friday. All right. Huh? Hey, Steve, are you going to lunch?
If you enjoy storms, enjoy the watching.
Are you going to lunch?
Yeah.
You want to go to lunch? Let me make sure the guy I was supposed to play with doesn't want to play.
Yeah, that loop attribute, don't use it for your enemies to fire automatically.
It just goes crazy.
It's a laser beam. It's a little ridiculous.
Yep. You've gotten so formal.
Sorry.
I've taken a video of you puking on the side of the road. It's like, Dr. Lippman. Do you want to know if I'm here on Friday?
Yeah.
What time?
Anytime, I guess. Just to fill out the independent form for.
Oh,
If that's still
yeah.
viable. Okay.
Well, what are you doing right now?
I'm actually doing some other stuff for another class.
Oh, okay.
Or even later today, I guess, if you're still around.
Yeah, I'll be here. I teach from 3 to 4. So, I mean, are you free right at 4?
Yeah.
You just bring it down for me to sign?
Yeah.
Real quick? Yeah. So I'm in this room.
Yeah, and I'm just on all
Okay, perfect.
Professor, what about that assignment? You gave an assignment and there was no place. So
Yeah, I still didn't put it up.
okay. So,
I will.
okay.
That's where this is leading.
So like we have to submit it like.
Just wait.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you're good.
Okay.
Because the rest of these douchebag students, well, hold on. I should probably stop the recording now that that's